Hey you, come here. Did you know that the FBI reported that nearly 1 million people reported cybercrime in the year of 2021? Yeah, last year. June has been designated as National Internet Safety Month. And as a part of that wonderful initiative, if you've been following our Direnzic page or any of our platforms, you know that we will be hosting our first Internet Safety Technology Symposium on June the 30th. But for those of you that are wondering, well, why do we have to have a symposium? Why do we have to have another conference? This is one of the reasons why it is so critical that we help get the information out there so that we can understand how we are at risk. Hi, my name is Ieshea Hollins. I am the founder and fractional CISO for Direnzic Technology. Cybercrime is one of the fastest growing crimes in the world today. Cybercriminals of the World Wide Web are exploiting internet users' personal information for their own personal gain. They do a deep dive into the dark web and they buy and sell illegal products, services, information. They even gain access to classified government information. Cybercrime is at an all-time high, costing companies and individuals billions of dollars annually. And what's even more frightening is that this figure only represents the numbers for the last 5 years, meaning things are getting worse, so therefore those numbers are just going to get higher. So what we want to do is take a moment just to highlight one of the reasons why this initiative is so near and dear to my heart, to other cyber security professionals, why it's so important for us to talk about. But one of the questions that we get asked all the time, basically, what is internet safety? How can we make this make sense, right? Not just throw around fancy words like cybersecurity, cybercrime, and internet safety. Let's break it down and let's talk about what some of these terms mean. So, what is cybercrime? Cybercrime is defined as a crime where a computer is the object of the crime, or it's used as a tool to commit an offense. A cybercriminal may use a device to access a user's personal information. So whenever you guys see anything like PII, right, that's personal identifying information. But it's not always just limited to just your personal information, right? Confidential business information can also be gained and gathered and scraped off the off the internet. Government information can be taken as well. And oftentimes, sometimes with cybercrime, we use it or it's used to disable a device. As I mentioned earlier, anyone asking to either sell or solicit to purchase any of the information provided by cybercriminals, that too is a crime. So as we talk through, that being a crime, well, let's talk about what is a cybercriminal. A cybercriminal is a person who may use a device to access a user's personal information, confidential business information, governmental information as well. The evolution of technology and increasing accessibility of the smart technology, right? So between our smart devices, smartphones, smartwatch, smart homes, right? We have created multiple access points where users are allowing access into their homes that hackers, their homes, their businesses, where hackers can exploit these vulnerabilities. While law enforcement does attempt to tackle this growing industry or issue, criminals numbers continue to grow because they have the opportunity to take advantage of their anonymity because they're hiding behind a screen. They're hiding on the internet. So when we begin to have these conversations, we like to kind of categorize some of the areas that cyber crimes can generally be divided. That does not mean it's end all be all, right? So two of the main categories that we're looking at is that the crimes can be targeted towards networks or devices, or these crimes can be used, they're conducted by people using devices to participate in criminal activities. So what do you mean? How can I target, a network or a device? Well, you can be targeted with a virus, malware, a DOS attack. How can the criminals use a device to participate in criminal activities? Those phishing emails that we hear so much about, cyber stalking, as well as identity theft. All issues that we will discuss in great depths and in great length at our conference on the 30th. We also want to talk about there are three major industries or entities that cyber criminals target, right? They're going to target your property, things that you have, that you own, that are personal and private and near and dear oftentimes to you. They're going to target individuals. People are the greatest asset, right? They can be the greatest asset for vulnerability or breach. We talk about social engineering and different things like that. And then they can also target government. All three, again, are items which we will discuss at the conference. So let's just give kind of like an example. What is property? Well, a common scenario that we hear all the time, we want to talk about like the hackers that steal a person's bank details to gain access to funds, make purchases online, run phishing scams to get people to give away their information. As we know, oftentimes, we like to focus on identity theft. But the thing is, the issue is larger than that. But we're going to dive into that at the conference. Let's also point out, oftentimes malicious software can be used to gain this access, right? When we start talking about confidential information that's passing across on the web, or whether or not you have encryption on your online platforms, we want to be mindful of those things. Individuals, as we said, this category of a cybercrime involves an individual distributing either malicious or illegal information online. This where we look at cyber stalking, pornography, child trafficking. These are all issues we're going to definitely take a dive into in our conference. We're going to talk about online grooming. We're going to talk about, what does it look like and what does it feel like to be a victim where you are the person that is targeted and victimized, because as an individual, we can sometimes be the weakest link. A third area that we like to focus on, or we want to call attention to, is government. Now, the government may be the least common of the cyber crimes that are, that happen, but they are one of the most serious offenses of the cyber crimes. A cyber crime against the government is known as cyber terrorism. Government cyber crimes includes hacking government websites, military websites, distributing propaganda, any of the items that where you are targeting those entities, state and local, federal, that are built to keep our livelihood safe. But as you know, if you've been paying attention to any of the news lately, a lot of our cities, municipalities, federal government agencies have all been victims of ransomware. So this is why we are so dedicated and wanting to take a moment to step aside and say, let's talk about cybercrime. Let's talk about internet safety, because cybercrime has become like a major threat to those who use the internet. With millions of users, information being stolen online over the past few years, we cannot afford to not know the things that we need to make sure that we know. So with that being said, on June 30th, we will host, I'll say it again, our Internet Safety Technology Symposium. Our event will run from 3 to 6 o'clock p.m. We're going to have industry experts and professionals there. They're going to tell their stories. We're even going to get into people telling the stories that how they personally were victimized with ransomware and cyber crimes against their business, against their person or their home, and even some against some that happen to the government. We're going to, allow you the opportunity to learn from their mistakes. We're going to give you tools and tips. We're also going to tell you how some of the things that maybe they should have done that they didn't know at the time. We are also so very excited because this particular conference, we're going to do it in a very unique way, right? We're going to be able to present this in a different format. You're going to be able to attend this conference, get out and connect with us in 2 different locations. That's right. It's going to happen simultaneously, not 2 different events at 2 different times. Join us on June 30th. If you're in the DFW area, you can meet us at the Bill J. Priest Center. If you are in the Monroe, Louisiana area, and again, keep in mind that's Monroe, Shreveport, West Monroe, Rayville, all of those, meet us at Tower Place. You're going to be able to interact, hear from the panel live, ask your questions, and when the event is over, we're going to dismiss and we're going to open it up for a networking mixer where food and fun will be provided for you. You get to eat and talk to those that were at the event, ask your questions, rub elbows, right? Get to know a little bit more about those people in your industry, in your area, right? So we're so very excited about this event. Make sure you log on, get your tickets, register today, because it's sure to be a wonderful, wonderful event. Again, my name is Ieshea Hollins. I am the founder and CEO of Direnzic Technology, and we are so excited to see you all on June the 30th. Bye-bye.